From New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And next weekend, next Friday, the moment I'm done with this program, I'm rushing to the airport for a flight to St. Louis for a speaking engagement. Dominic Carter here with you, and it makes me think about what just happened recently involving an aircraft and in Oklahoma. So I've been to Oklahoma speaking as well. But a Southwest Airlines plane flies just 500 feet over an Oklahoma town. Think about that. Oklahoma, outside of its big cities, is as middle America, small town America as one could get. The Federal Aviation Administration investigating the Southwest Airlines flight that flew just 525 feet over an Oklahoma town, triggering an automated warning system at air traffic control. Folks, when technology works, it's wonderful. When it doesn't, oh boy. CDK Global says a shutdown of its dealer management system will likely last for several more days after a second cyber attack. Why should you care about that? If you plan on buying a car, purchasing a car right now, good luck with that. In other words, if you plan on purchasing a car at dealerships throughout the country, the computer system is back up. But many of these locations, they have to do everything now via paperwork, writing it out. No longer for right now while this cyber attack is still in effect, nothing by computer. So this provides auto dealerships around the country with software for managing sales and other services, and shut down for a third straight day today after cyber attacks crippled the platform. The outage is disrupting roughly 15,000 car sellers that depend on CDK's dealer management software to run their businesses, including vehicle sales. Okay, some good news financially for Mr. Trump. You can't destroy him. You think you can, but you're only making him larger than life. You're only adding to the coffers of his campaign in ways that the establishment thought was not possible. So Timothy Mellon, a secretive donor, gave $50 million to a pro-Trump group. The cash from Mr. Mellon, a recluse billionaire who has also been a major donor to a super PAC supporting Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is among the largest single disclosed gifts ever. $50 million to a pro-Trump group. A story that is breaking as of right now at the New York Times. More great news for Trump. The headline, Trump has rapidly eroded Biden's edge in 2024 cash battle. Just 2 months ago, President Biden appeared to have a daunting financial advantage. Then Trump, as we all know, was convicted of 34 felonies, and the wallets have come open. So Trump outraised Biden for the second consecutive month in May, outpacing his successor by roughly $81 million in donations over the last 2 months as he's riding a surge of financial support after his felony conviction. You're only making him larger than life after the conviction. You might as well should have sworn him in as president, because that is the reality of what we're dealing with. Outrage as Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office. You know, when you look at these horrible anti-Israel protests that have popped up all around the country and world, it basically started with Columbia University in Manhattan, where the administration tolerated These out-of-control protesters doing what they wanted to on campus. It should have been shut down the first day. Period. Send in the police. Do what Texas did. Oh, no, you're not doing this here. You violate the rules, there are consequences. So now the district attorney, his office is dropping nearly all the cases from Columbia University's anti-Israel protests, citing the fact that he says, the district attorney's office, that they have not been able to identify them because many of the protesters did wear a mask or whatever the case may be. But you don't drop the charges. It sends all the wrong messages, and it's drawing outrage from law enforcement and Jewish advocates. But at the same time, the Manhattan district attorney wants the judge to extend the gag order against Trump. I thought he was already convicted. I guess this is a gag order that's going to last forever. But I guess Mr. Trump doesn't have a First Amendment right. I guess he's not like the rest of us. So while President Biden gets to attack him, Trump on the issue of the case and calling him a felon, as he will do at the debate, what can Trump say when Mr. Biden has an unfair advantage and he can't really respond because there's an ongoing gag order? And so what's happening throughout the country, and we see your calls coming in, and I see Eloise in Oakland wants to share some information from the Juneteenth celebration. That's where all the gunfire broke out the other night. We'll get to her in just a second. But with all that's going on throughout the country with illegal migrants attacking young teenage girls, raping them, killing them, and the mother of 5 kids in Maryland, I want you to listen to what progressives are saying. I dare to say they think it's funny. Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal of Washington chairs the Congressional Progressive Caucus. She appeared on MSNBC, and hey, let's just make one big joke of this entire situation. You will not believe what you are about to hear. The far left, the progressives, they say the mere fact that we are even talking about this amounts to fear-mongering.
A lot of fear-mongering.
There's a lot of fear-mongering. This is one of the reasons that people have these sort of thinking. Here's the 3 cable networks reporting of this. Was our banner said, soon Biden announces legal protections for undocumented spouses of U.S. citizens. CNN's banner said, Biden announces new protections for some undocumented spouses. Here was Fox's banner, migrant arrested for raping 13-year-old New York City.
Yes.
And so I think that's part of the problem, right?
Exactly.
Is that you have
that's
a lot of fear-mongering.
Exactly.
Yes. Let's laugh it up. Absolutely disgusting. On a personal level, I have to be honest with you. I know Joy Reid. I like her on a personal level. I don't agree with her politics. I don't agree with what she does on her show. But I understand it's about the money. That's what it's always about. I don't even know if she believes half of this nonsense that comes out of her mouth. Houston, Texas. 12-year-old girl found dead in a creek. Migrants. Investigators say she was raped and strangled. You know it's bad when police officials at a press conference are on the verge of tears. Listen to what police had to say. And in this case, Houston, Texas, folks, you already know, migrants have been charged.
Because we were able to find video and trace the movements of our suspects and of Jocelyn, and all the way to the point of where she was murdered and left in a bayou in the water.
Left in a bayou in the water. 12 years old. 12 years old, lured from her home by these animals. You rape them. Why do you have to kill them? Oh, because you don't want to get caught. You want to violate people. I don't know if this is what you did in your country, but it's time to go. It's time to go. You can't bring that garbage here. You want to change the American way of life to a lifestyle. I almost said something I shouldn't say. To a lifestyle that you approve of, and you ain't paying for any of this. Stop the nonsense. Trump is right. You got to go. If you want to come back legally through the right process, by all means. But in the meantime, you have got to go. Trump calling the mother of Rachel Morin ruthlessly raped and murdered by an illegal migrant from El Salvador. She's the 37-year-old mother of 5, with the grieving mom stating she was deeply touched by Trump's honest compassion, that is, as compared to the Biden administration. No phone call, nothing. Poof. You can reach out to the family of George Floyd, but you can't reach out to this grieving mother who lost her daughter, and now 5 kids don't have their mom. She appeared on the Fox News channel.
Have you heard from any official in the Biden administration about your daughter and your loss?
No, ma'am. No one's contacted me personally, and as far as I know, no one has reached out and contacted anybody in the family.
Well, what's your message to President Biden, Alejandro Mayorkas, his DHS secretary, Rachel's name not used, her life not recognized? What's your message tonight to them?
My message is that these are American citizens, and to not even acknowledge that my daughter is a person, or that she's a female, or that she's a mother, like to categorize her as a statistic, is just, it just shows how impersonal that they are.
It's callous.
And it also shows, yes, and how they don't value life.
What does one say to that mother? I haven't even started with the 13-year-old rape in New York. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to Richard in Florida, Eloise in California, calls from New Jersey. We will be right back.
This is Dominic Carter. Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, forgive me. A member of the squad pretty soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Congressman Jamaal Bowman of New York. He's finally apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for denying the rape atrocities that Hamas, that those animals committed on October 7th. I'm so sorry. A few days before the election. Please forgive me. I don't think so. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Another member of the squad. Bye-bye. One by one they go. America improves. Dominic Carter here with you. Let's go to the phones. Let's begin with Larry in Brooklyn, New York. Larry, what's on your mind?
Yeah, you know, I notice how, you call people animals. This one's an animal, that's an animal. But if I would call Alvin Bragg an animal, you would say, oh, Larry, don't do that. That's not fair.
I would say that. I would say that because he's an elected official, and I don't think it's appropriate to use that type of language as it relates to an elected official.
Well, he's allowed to basically lie, bald-faced lie to the public and say that there's not enough evidence to prosecute when they're caught red-handed inside Hamilton Hall. You don't need facial recognition when they're caught red-handed.
You're right about that.
He's a moron, this guy.
You're right about that. You don't need the facial recognition. The bottom line is, you know what time it is, Larry, just like I know. He's a progressive district attorney, and this is not one of his priorities.
No, but thank you for admitting that, Dominic. But the fact that he would lie, and not only that, but he's doing it. It's not a matter of just priorities. I believe this man is deeply anti-Semitic, and he's trying to give a backhanded shot to the Jews by saying, even though you were tortured for 2 weeks on campus, I don't give a damn. And now that it's died down, the attention, I'm going to quietly drop these charges. And you know something? He also dropped the charge against the woman who allegedly broke the finger of a Jewish counter-protester with a stick. And then they said, it was just sprained the finger. So because of that, they pleaded it down to an ACD with 2 classes. She had to attend 2 seminars on anger. That's how far down they pleaded it down, because he didn't want to prosecute somebody who hurt a Jew. This man is he's a black anti-Semite is what he is. He falls into that category.
Hey, listen, I hear you. That's not appropriate. Those cases should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But is it appropriate for people to send him racial hate mail? Larry, is that appropriate?
Yeah, because he's being racially hatred to the Jews.
Wait, you said yeah? I heard you say yeah. That means yes?
If he's showing hatred towards another ethnic group, why shouldn't he be the object of hate? Isn't that tit for tat? Isn't that justice?
Well, I'm sure if you talk to Bragg, he would say that nothing that he's done is based on race, in particular against Jews. But so I just want to be clear. You think it's okay. He claims death threats. He wants to extend the gag order. You think it's okay to send him racial hate mail, as he claims it's being done?
Dominic, I consider him barely human. This guy's an animal. He goes, as far as prosecuting Trump, he defends himself by saying, I was just doing my job. I'm doing my job. That's the way he defended the case against Trump afterward. I mean, this guy talks and sounds like an animal. What, you want me to defend him and say that he doesn't deserve something? He deserves everything and more, in my opinion, okay? Honestly.
Well, I hear you, but I think that you're taking this too far. The district attorney receiving death threats is highly inappropriate. Racial hate mail is highly inappropriate. He nor anyone else deserves that, Larry. You have the final 10 seconds here.
Yeah, he should be removed from his job by Kathy Hochul.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. You know that's not going to happen.
He doesn't belong in that office. So how could you say he doesn't deserve what he's getting? He doesn't deserve to be in that office.
Okay,
period.
Fair enough. Hey, folks, whatever you do, don't steal an Amazon truck. You got to see the video online. This guy tries to steal a truck, gets a New York beat down from the female driver and the male driver that came to help. I'll be right back.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And information coming in as of right now, 8 people shot, 2 dead in an Arkansas grocery store shooting. The moment we get further details, we will bring that to you. I just referenced this, and we're going right back to your telephone calls. But first, Curtis Lewa, Guardian Angel Curtis Lewa, is raring to go. He'll join me in about 15 minutes. You don't want to miss him on this Friday afternoon. It's hot. It's hot. Am I the only guy with a suit and tie on today? Everybody else has on shorts. And walking 3 to 4 blocks, I arrived with my shirt drenched. It feels like 105 degrees in New York. I don't know what the temperature is in whatever city that you're in right now, but 2 things before we go to Eloise in Oakland for an update on that shooting that occurred in Oakland, California. The Juneteenth celebration, with the gunfire. Bang, 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 bang. Just went out. People shot. Don't pay attention to it. The progressives will tell you, don't look over there. That's not the problem. The problem is you. It's not the gunfire. Anyway, you got to look at the video online. This guy in New York tries to, I don't know if he has a drug problem. I don't know what the case may be. He tries to take advantage of a female Amazon driver. Boy, was that a big mistake. It's almost like, I've told the story before that where I live at, I have bears, right? And black bears. And And sometimes when you see the cubs are so cute. And sometimes they'll walk past my patio, and I kid you not, I want to go outside and pet the cubs. I really do. But some friends of mine, one happened to be an undertaker, and they said, Dominic, I assure you, if you touch that cub baby, Mama Bear is not far away, and your family will need my services. So, in this situation with the Amazon driver, the female driver, she was the cub bear, and the mama bear happened to be this female Amazon driver that the thief, or whatever you want to call him, the guy that tried to steal the van, didn't see him coming. He thought that he was going to take advantage of this woman, take the truck, and that was that. But boom! This guy pops up out of nowhere, a male Amazon driver, and starts to rain on his head with punches. Didn't work out too well for him. Just like it's not working out for the squad. Sometimes you just have to sit and wait. The squad in Washington, they're embarrassing all of America. Complete fools. They all have to go. Period. I said it. I meant it. Complete fools, starting at the top with AOC. Period. So now that he's in the fight of his life in New York, Jamaal Bowman, Congressman, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. He's now finally apologizing. Why would a congressman come out denying the rape atrocities that Hamas committed on October 7th? Why in the world would you do something like that? Because you're a member of the squad. That's why. You know, some, they want to date their security people, and then, you know, they marry them, and all of these, the phonies, absolute phonies. So Bowman appeared on a local talk station here in New York, and one of the comments happened to be about why did he deny that this happened? And all of a sudden, the congressman has seen the light of day, and he says, I'm sorry.
I have heard Representative Bowman deny the October 7th sexual violence in speeches. Why? Asked the listener.
And immediately when the UN provided additional evidence, I voted to condemn the sexual violence. I apologize for my comments. And now we're continuing to do the work to fight sexual violence.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. This tomorrow I'll be squaring off. One of the local shows I do is with Congressman Anthony Weiner, former congressman, the left versus the right. And he swore to me that Trump could never win New York. Well, guess what? Trump is only trailing Biden by 8 single digits in deep, deep blue New York. How you like Trump now, Congressman? Let's go to Eloise in Oakland, California. What's on your mind?
Hi, Mr. Carter. I'm not going to, by any stretch of the imagination, become a regular caller, but I listened to some of the footage from the Juneteenth event that happened, and what happened. So if you can Google Lake Merritt on your own time, it's a beautiful kidney bean-shaped lake.
Okay, but wait, Eloise, are you on speaker? It sounds like you're on speaker.
No, I'm on.
Okay, all right.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, it's a little hard, but go ahead. I need you to get to the point. Go ahead.
So what happened is Lake Merritt is like 3.5 miles around. It's been there forever. It's a man-made lake. There's probably like 20 feet from the jogging path up onto the.
Okay, Elise, I really need you to get to. I really need you to get to the point. What is the point you're trying to make?
So what happened is they had Juneteenth in a really small space, and it evolved into a sideshow, and that's why the shootings happened.
Oh, that's why the shoot. So it's not because you have animals engaging with other animals and they pull out guns and start shooting. That's not why, right? It's because they put them. It's because they put them in a small space. That's why, right?
Well, it isn't a small space. It was at probably like a 3-block space with 5,000.
Okay. Eloise, you're not saying anything about the shooters. You're telling me about a lake, And I don't know why you're telling me that. And you're telling me they put them in a small space. That has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that you had animals upon animals and they started shooting at each other. Period.
Well, Lake Merritt is where a lot of the young people congregate for a lot of different events. That's what I'm saying. They congregate there. Usually it goes okay, but there's always a bunch of people that feel like they have to pull out their guns and start shooting regardless of where they are. There was more than one Juneteenth celebration in Oakland on that day.
I got it. Eloise, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. And America calls this urban violence. We all know what that means. Urban violence. Richard in Florida, what's on your mind, Richard?
Dominic, how you doing?
Good. Go right ahead, please.
How is the governor still has a job after what happened to that 13-year-old young lady? She would never recuperate
because Hochul was elected by the people, and she's got a 4-year term. And in New York, in progressive politics, she'll probably be reelected.
Yeah, but the problem with being elected is she disrespects the minorities, not once but twice. She's not looking out for the safety of New Yorkers. Okay, the mayor's under her watch, the district is turning under her watch, and she turns a blind eye. The only way she try to fix everything is by feeding these illegals cash, housing, clothing, money. Okay, and the kids, people going to work, they are not safe. Okay. People have to send the kids out. You think they're not worried about they're coming back in one piece because all these illegals are running around? Has she ever had a press conference denouncing that illegal killing that young little lady? Huh? Did she ever done that?
Well, you know what? And now that I think about it, Richard, you may be right. In which the governor has not held a news conference as it relates to that issue. So I hear you, Richard. But I'm just going to say this, folks. Complain, but don't vote. And if you don't vote, you don't have the right to complain. So I hope, Richard, that you are going to grab as many of your friends and relatives as possible and vote. Is that possible? Will you do that?
Listen, I escaped New York. I lived there for 50 years before I moved to Florida.
Do you like Florida better? Do you like Florida better?
Line and day, man. There's law and order. That's all. Law and order. That's all I got to say about that.
I like the law and order of Florida, but it's too hot, and I got a thing with alligators, Richard. I'm just petrified of alligators.
Yeah, and I work 50 years under the coldest and the most wintry days, so I don't miss that part. But let me tell you, she asked the women that should be her number one priority, because there's people out there with kids. I mean, who dare put a kid in the park by themselves to play when back in the days you could let your kid play in your bicycle?
Yes.
These illegals.
Yes.
What's it going to take? Another 13-year-old to get raped? A 10-year-old to get raped? What's it going to take? 4, 5, 6 before she say enough is enough? What's going to take?
Every Democrat, you're right. But Richard,
people need to wake up and find out what the hell is going on, because these people are not these Democrats.
Thank you, Richard. No. I mean, no, Richard is on point. I'm saying thank you for exactly what he's saying. So I don't want you to go away, Richard, just yet. But the problem is they're all in line to protect President Biden, no matter what, through the election.
That's a disgrace, man, because they're putting their personal priority over the citizens' tax-paying people that wake up every day to get on the subway. It's one of the dangerous subways, regardless of what the mayor says. It's one of the dangerous subways you could ever catch, okay? You know which crazy homeless you're going to bump into, okay? You don't know what kind of illegal you're going to bump into that's going to follow you all the way back to your house, to your workplace.
You're right.
Okay? And what the governor been saying? No, she brings up nonsense that nobody cares about, okay? She should be held accountable, and people need to stop boycotting her, take the message to her office, and make her speak out about this, because people are staying quiet, and in the long run, the ones who's going to suffer are going to be the kids, okay? This is summertime. The kids don't got no place to go. They're going to go to the pools, and all these sick freaks are going to be in the pools looking for these little girls. Welcome back to the locker room.
Hey, Richard, I like that. Richard, I like that. Sick freaks. But it's got to be even stronger. It's got to be even. I like that. Sick freaks. And you're right. You're right. They're going to go. I got to move on, Richard. But they're going to go. Go ahead. Quickly.
One more thing. You cannot call these people animals because the animals in jungles have more compassion.
So what should I call these savages? You tell me.
Savages. There you go. They are savages. They're not animals. Savages. Because savages don't care. Animals will kill only when they're hungry in the jungle. Okay.
You're right about that. You're right about that. You can look at cats. You can look at dogs. They're going to protect their own. You can look at a tiger. A tiger is going to protect her own. Go near her baby and see what's going to happen to you. Go near a cub and see. Thank you, Richard. Go near a cub, a cub bear, and see what Mama Bear is going to do to you. Richard is right. He's accurate. Gracie, Rockland County, New York. Gracie, what's on your mind?
Good afternoon. Listen, tomorrow, when you go against Wiener on the right against the wrong, be ready for him because what he's going to say, in my opinion, he's going to say the media, to quote A.K. Ross also, the media is just concentrating on the problem. 1. 2, he'll say more American men rape women. And 3, women should be angry at men in general. See, they twist everything, and I know. Thank you. I don't want to talk too much because you always give me a chance. But those are my thoughts because I'm going crazy.
Right. So Gracie, how do you explain from what happened here in Queens, New York, to what's happening in Houston, Texas, with the migrants there and the migrant here and Maryland? How do we get out of this mess?
It's Gracie still. Listen, I don't know how we could get out of this mess. We're going to need Trump to be president and close the borders. Definitely close the borders because once he gets elected, I think the people are going to realize something drastic has to be done. And Biden is the dictator, what he's been doing for 3 years, not Trump. If the Republicans, they accuse the Republicans, not that I'm crazy about the Republicans, it's just that Biden has made a mess. And his people are blaming the opposition with things, and they're the chiefs in doing all of the bad things that I consider not right. And I like the idea animals only if they're hungry and if they're afraid of something. These people are savages, and they got away with it in their country, so they think they could get away with it here. And unfortunately, the way things are set up, they are getting away from it here. I am so afraid for my granddaughters because they're track runners. And, and that's it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Dominic.
Thank you, Gracie. I've got to take a break, but before I do so, let's go to Ellis, New York City. Ellis, I only have a few seconds. Go right ahead, please.
Dominic, happy Friday. Love you, my man. Great show. Thank you. Looking forward to the debate next week. I think both candidates, Trump and Biden, will prove to the country that neither one of them are proven or capable to lead for another 4 years, and that both should be swapped out at the convention. And also, I have a few questions that I would like to ask.
Another time, Ellis. I just don't have time. I don't see. What was that? All I heard was money.
Their first time.
Say that again.
How much money are they going to add to the national debt in their second term?
Okay, but hey, perhaps Biden. Thank you for the call. Perhaps Biden should be replaced at the ticket. I'm being nice. There's no reason to replace Trump. Trump is the next president of the United States of America. Trump is the only hope that we have to get rid of this migrant problem that we are facing. Curtis Lewa, Guardian Angel, is standing by. He will join me right after this break.
This is Dominic Carter. And now, it's time for the Tunnel to Towers Foundation Final Thoughts.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they do outstanding work for the people that need our help the most. The first responders that put their life on the line for all of us and for veterans. With me now, Curtis Lewa on this hot Friday afternoon. How are you, sir? What do you have for us?
I love the heat. It's not hot enough for me, man. My red sateen jacket and red wool beret. I love the hot schwitz.
It's like it feels like 105 degrees.
Dominic, it's great. You get to schwitz, right? You don't even have to go to a spa and pay for it. You schwitz right out there. But I'm telling you what else. I am so angry because it's clear that the Democratic Socialists of America have said our new line against all these illegal aliens committing crime is that's fear-mongering. Fear-mongering. Now, you know I've been talking about a case since Monday of 5 illegals who at 4:30 in the morning, they were outside of the Wyndham Hotel that we're paying $400 a night for them in Long Island City. That's the congressional district of AOC, all-out crazy Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And the cops roll up and say, man, you can't be hanging outside. They go, F the police. They start to give our NYPD cops a beatdown. Have you seen the video of that, Dominic?
No.
Why is that video being suppressed? Every time I try to find out, we know that they are, quote, migrants. I try to be nice because, you call them illegal aliens, click. What is their country of origin? I know it's Venezuelans. What is their country of origin? They won't say. So the new policy to help Joe Biden and all the Democrats, because this is creating a tsunami of support for Donald Trump and Republicans, is, no, that's fear-mongering. Look at the percentile. Look at the analytics. In fact, the migrants commit less crimes per person, per capita, than born and raised Americans right here in terra firma US of A. Watch, that's going to be the new policy, and suppress information about who committed the crimes.
Okay, but tell that to the mother that's got to raise her grandkids in Maryland. Tell that to the mother of the 12-year-old girl whose body was found in a lake or whatever, the water, 12 years old. Or tell it to the parents of the 13-year-old in Queens, where they got to worry for the next month of whether or not this girl is pregnant or not.
Well, I'm taking a stand now. I may have to advise you. I may not be here on Monday. Who knows? Maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Wait, what do you mean you may not be here?
Because I'm going to close down Floyd Bennett Field with 3,000 illegal Venezuelans. These are the majority of the criminal aliens.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. You're telling me, Curtis Lee, where you're going to engage in civil disobedience again and get yourself arrested again?
Wait, that's your words, not mine.
Okay.
I'm asking everybody to meet me. 10 o'clock, Marine Park, the parking lot between Avenue U and S on Sunday. I don't care if it's hailing, if it's raining. Because we're going to do a car caravan, and then we're going right for Floyd Bennett Field. To be continued.
But wait, why are you going to be out there, though?
Because they're everywhere, these Venezuelans. And they are planning on having what they're calling a migrant beach party in the Rockaways on July 7th.
No.
Yes.
No.
A migrant beach party that we're paying for.
No.
Yes.
Come on.
Come on. You know I'm always right, Dominic. I'm on the cutting edge.
Wait a minute. But you said that the migrants are going to have a beach party?
A beach, and it's being advertised. Come all. Come one, come all. You don't need anything but your body. We are going to pay for everything. And when they say we are going to pay for everything, that means the sucker taxpayers. And by the way, you know why Eric Adams, swagger man with no plan, mayor of the city of New York, never names and shames Alvin Bragg, who just cut loose 30 of these demonstrators who attacked the police in Hamilton Hall? It's because he's afraid that he might be prosecuted by Alvin Bragg. That's why he tries to be real nice to him.
Well, have a great weekend, folks. I want you to have a great weekend. Stay cool. All it takes is $11 a month. Donate $11 a month to the Tunnel to Towers Foundation at T2T.org. Have a great weekend.
Long Island is more exciting than ever at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. Get ready to zoom into some serious cash with Zoom Ball every Wednesday in June. Win up to $500,000. 1 point equals 1 entry. 2 lucky winners will be drawn at the top of every hour from 1 to 5 p.m. to play Zoom Ball. Discover the excitement at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 877-8-HOPE or text NY.